This is another carnivorous bat that we study in the Calakmul region. It is the spectral bat, so it also has a cold name. It is the largest bat in the American continent. And what these and many other carnivorous bats do is that they hang from a tree or a branch and they wait. They wait for a tiny sound from a mouse that is walking through the forest floor, or for the chirp of a frog, or for them to catch the smell of a bird that is hanging on another branch. And the second they hear or smell or perceive another animal near, they will drop from their perches. And they will drop right on top of their prey. They will surround it with their wings, and they will bite it. They will bite it usually on the neck or on the back of the head, and they will thus immediately immobilize it, and that way they can carry it somewhere else to be eaten. That I found a friend, Luis Trujillo, who is in this picture with me, who was also into these bats. So we could go on an adventure to the southeastern part of Mexico to study these bats. So basically what we did was visit the temples where we know these bats live, and we captured them, and we took a whole lot of measurements and did a whole lot of things to them. Now, they obviously don't like for humans to manipulate them, but through these interactions, we can learn a lot about them, and hopefully learn of ways to better preserve them in their natural environment. So, for example, this is us working. We usually bring a team of about 5 people in the field with us, and the bats are back there in the bags, waiting for us to process them. And for example, we weigh them, we take measurements of their body, we take samples, blood samples, tissue samples, we place tags on them so we know exactly who is who. We also place GPS devices on them so we can track where they are moving in the forest. So for example, this is a map that shows the forest around one of our study sites. The dark green areas are the well-preserved bits of the forest, and the lighter green areas are where people have chopped down the forest to grow maize, corn, or to grow chili, for example, or to grow cattle. And these bats are really interesting because we know from other studies that they are some of the first animals that disappear whenever we mess with the forest, whenever we chop it down. And I'm going to show you why in a second. Look at the red dot. That is a bat that is moving on a straight line north. And when it hits one of the lighter green areas, crops, it makes a complete turn and it avoids it. It doesn't like it. It hates flying out in the open fields. So these bats are really sensitive to whenever we humans interfere with their environment. Another thing we did with these bats was to measure how strong their bite is. So we have this device in the right where the bats can bite onto. They latch onto, and the device tells us how much pressure they are exerting with their teeth. So what we learned from this is really interesting. If any of you have house cats, you know that, well, they weigh around 4 kilograms. And if they're angry and they bite you, it's really, really painful. Like, they will draw blood, they will go through the skin, they will bite a bit off from your finger if you let them. And they have a strong bite. These bats weigh less than 200 grams, so less than a 20th of what your cat might weight. And what's interesting is that these bats, weighing as little as they do, have a bite that is basically the same as a cat's. They bite really, really strong. Much later in the night, and this is the amazing part, a male bat comes back, and he is carrying a tiny rat. The baby is really excited this time. He immediately starts flapping its wings, starts calling on the attention of who we think might be the dad of this tiny bat, and asking for more food. And sure enough, again, we don't know for sure, but we think it's the baby's dad, gives him the piece of rat. and he's really excited. They are vocalizing a lot. The dad helps him grab onto it better, and eventually he leaves it to it. We think, well, at least I think this is a very, very special time, because it's probably one of the first times that this baby bat is eating meat, the hallmark of the species, the thing that makes them special.